State witness Zandile Khumalo took the stand for a second day in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial for cross-examination. Khumalo testified that Meyiwa was shot and killed when two intruders tried to rob those in the house. Now, some of the highlights came out of Zandile's identification of accused number 3 as one of the intruders, but she could not describe the gun. Text messages between Zandile Khumalo and her sister Kelly Khumalo were also presented to highlight the nature of their relationship with the slain footballer, and presiding officer Judge Rata Mokhatleng took issue with the line of questioning during the cross-examination of Zandile. Let's unpack some of the key issues to come out of those proceedings with the legal analyst Melusi Xulu. A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. What was your assessment as you listened in court to the questioning playing out, and of course how the witness Zandile Khumalo approached some of the answers?
Good morning to you, Mpo, and the viewers at home. Well, my assessment is that obviously on cross-examination, the defense attorneys or advocates, they have to show that whatever she's giving, whatever evidence she's giving is not to believe. They have to dispute each and everything. So my assessment is that they've done that, but obviously the judge, towards the end of yesterday, it was a very interesting interaction. He was concerned that, no one of the 3 advocates have disputed that this event occurred, or that this robbery was actually a fabricated robbery. Now, if you remember, the first defense lawyers or representatives, this was what they are driving to. They were saying, look, this is a fabricated robbery. There's a second docket, 375 of 19, and that docket shows that actually this robbery did not happen. So what we will see next week is that Advocate Khumalo, as he was saying, Your Worship, Your Honor, I have not finalized my cross-examination. He will then do he will cross-examine the way that the judge was saying, look, I have not had any disputes of this event. So we will see what will happen, and we're obviously waiting from Shoulder as well, as people here in the background just saying, I've also not cross-examined, so wait until I've cross-examined so you can see that I'm going to dispute what Zandile Khumalo has stated.
Of course, this time around we have noticed some differences, because the presiding judge seems to be taking a no-nonsense approach in the way that the court matter is being conducted.
There is a difference, and I will highlight a few things. He's firm, he is a solution-oriented judge, and he doesn't want to waste time. We will see less short adjournments, we will see less tea breaks that are unnecessary, and we will see him being the one who's controlling, the proceedings, instead of letting everyone get away with anything. And he's not a person who will say, he's not a judge who will say, I think the judge is with the defense, I think the judge is with the state. Anything that is not in line, he challenges it directly. So he's firm and he's fair, and he wants the matter to be finalized. He doesn't want to waste time. Even in cross-examination, for example, if you are representing a person who has not been implicated, what you should do is to focus on what really matters and not waste more time than unnecessary. For example, you don't want to cross-examine on what kind of soap was cooked, or what kind of unnecessary things. You just focus on the fact that is my client implicated, and then you focus on a few things and you sit down and the process proceed. But obviously, the advocates have different strategies and they have different aims of their cross-examination. But all I would say is we have a firm and fair judge this time.
Yeah. When it comes to Zandile Khumalo's testimony, should there be any concern at all that she could have perhaps had time to refine her evidence, because she has a second opportunity this time around?
I think it goes for all parties, but let's focus on Zandile. We obviously starting the matter afresh, or the matter is being started afresh, or de novo, as they say in Latin. But what happens is the statement that she made, or the 3 statements that she made in court, there will still be the statements where evidence will be obtained from. So what is crucial, if you listen to Advocate Khumalo's line of examination, is how will she deviate from the statement that she made? Because that will be the main issue. Maybe she will refine a way of giving evidence, but it might not be good as well, because she might, deviate totally from the statement. So what is crucial is she saying what she said in the statement, and then that is where the challenge will be from. What she stated in the previous proceedings, it doesn't matter for this proceeding.
So second time round, given that the trial is being heard again, how do you think that this perhaps impacts the prosecution and the defense's strategies?
I think it helps you to prepare a little bit better. If you remember, Advocate Nisi, when he came in as a substitute, inverted commas, he wanted to bring, I think, one of the police officers again, to cross-examine them again. So now he doesn't have to apply for that. They will come back because the matter has started, I think for the prosecution, it also gives them time to, close the loopholes that they might have seen before. So like I said in the beginning, both parties have an opportunity to look at their strategies and start preparing again. But the facts, based on the statements, they're still the same. So I just think it's a matter of preparation for the trial going forward for both parties.
Yeah, very well. Thank you so much. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. Legal analyst Melusi Xulu giving us some insight as we take stock of what came out of the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. Of course, it continues on Monday.